Hello everyone, Francis Walsh here again with thedigitalmerchant.com, and today we're going to be looking at online notary services and specifically the best alternatives to Notarize in this space. So Notarize is the provider I have up here on screen. It's pretty much the leading provider, I would say, in terms of remote online notary services. As you can see right here on the homepage, it's done over 4 million notarizations over the course of its life. And it has partnerships with the likes of Adobe and Zillow, Salesforce, all these really big, impressive companies. And so it's seen by some as kind of the go-to in this area. However, I do have a lot of concerns around it. Specifically, I think the independent pool system that Notarize uses for its notaries, it's kind of random. So essentially, you'll be paired with a random notary from the pool, could be from any state, could have any background and specialization. And therefore, there have been some reports of, less than ideal services from Notarize. And so I just think because the pricing is kind of industry standard, like you'll get other competitors that are about the same price and you'll get some that are even less. I just think there are better options for businesses in terms of value for money. So the first one I'm going to look at is OneNotary. Now, OneNotary is a much newer name, I would say, in this space. Hasn't been around as long, hasn't done probably anywhere near 4 million plus notarizations the way Notarize has. But I really think it's a great option in this space. It's a really strong emerging player and it caters to small businesses in particular really, really well. So you can see here, just from the pricing tier, there's a pay-as-you-go model that doesn't require a monthly subscription. So essentially how that works is you just pay for each notarization as it arises. Now the basic cost for that is $25. Then you have add-ons for additional stamps and signers and all that kind of thing. If you do have higher kind of needs and you are going to want a higher volume of notarizations, there's also the business professional plan and the custom enterprise plans as well. And these obviously offer additional services alongside, the basic kind of tier that you get with the pay-as-you-go model. You can see a full list of them here, and obviously you can refer to the website yourself for more information. But it's really robust, comes in at a great price point, has really solid customer service, which is really important in this space because look, things can and do go wrong. And when they do, you want them cleared up, as quickly and painlessly as possible. So the next one we're going to look at is called BlueNotary. Now, BlueNotary is an even younger player in this space. It's only been around since 2022, but it has really developed a name for itself as a tech-savvy, agile notarization firm. It's constantly referring to customer feedback and making upgrades on that basis. It just really does provide a really cool, really effective service, and it's quite bare bones too, I would say. You're not paying for anything you don't need. And so I have a lot of positive things to say about it, but my main concern, and we'll see it here on the pricing page, is pricing. So essentially you're paying $37 per notary per month, and that's on the annual tier. And I just think for small businesses, this is a little bit on the high end. You're still paying for your extras here, so like your BlueNotary witness, your closing package, all that kind of thing is going to cost you that little bit more, and you're still going to have to pay for the extra services if you want to get on one of the higher plans. And also, as you can see here, it's adjustable on the basis of how many notarizations per month you're going to want. But then once you get past, I think is it 12 or maybe it's 15. Once you get past 16, you're going to have to make a custom plan with the sales department. So there's going to be a bit of negotiation involved there to try and get the best deal. And it adds a little bit of friction to the process. So yeah, my kind of verdict on this one is it's a great service, it's a cool platform, but it just doesn't really justify the price. So the next provider we're looking at here is NotaryCam. Now NotaryCam has a real reputation as kind of being the enterprise level provider in this space, and particularly if you're a larger operation with global signing requirements, it performs really well here. So it's active across 145 countries as well as all 50 US states. And as you can see here right in the homepage, it has a lot of high value projects with big companies, big organizations. So if that's the kind of thing you're after, if you're a bigger company and you're looking for a service like this, it obviously is nice to get a provider that has experience in that niche. And also if you have international signing requirements, I think it does a really good job there. If you don't have those bigger company needs and you're not getting stuff notarized internationally, I do think that you're just better off going with a simpler platform, the one that probably costs a bit less. Those international notarizations are quite expensive. So yeah, I like, if it's kind of a case of, if you need it, get it. If you do have those kind of requirements, definitely have a look at NotaryCam. If you don't, I would probably just look elsewhere. And so the next service we're looking at is PandaDoc. Now, PandaDoc is first and foremost an e-signing platform. It's a major competitor to DocuSign, but it has recently added a notary service, so PandaDoc Notary. And my position on this is kind of that if you're already using PandaDoc for your e-signing needs and you're looking for a notary service as well, in that case, I think PandaDoc probably is the best option, just because it'll remove a lot of the friction around setting up a new platform. You won't have to do half as much of that if you're already integrated into the PandaDoc system, and getting moving on it from there is really easy. And also you have the benefit of not having to upload documents twice or to upload them to different platforms. So it just makes it that little bit more seamless. It's also obviously, a really well respected platform with a really robust system, security, all that kind of thing. You'll be very confident with it. So there's a lot to like about it, but I do just think that if you're not already a PandaDoc user, you're probably better off going elsewhere for your notarization needs. It's a little bit clunky compared to some of the other platforms I've looked at. Like OneNotary in particular is a really streamlined, really user-friendly platform. And particularly if you're a smaller business and you don't have much bandwidth for a detailed setup process, I do think you're probably better off avoiding PandaDoc. It's not, in terms of pricing, it's not that terrible. So as you can see here, if you use PandaDoc's own notaries, you're getting documents notarized for $25 a pop, which is the same as we'll say with OneNotary, and it comes in lower than the likes of Blue Notary. But I do just think that as a small business, you're going to want to prioritize something that's streamlined and easy to use. And for that reason, if you're not already set up with PandaDoc, I would probably avoid it. And so in terms of my ultimate recommendation here, it would be OneNotary for the majority of businesses. I think if you're new to online notarization, if you're getting your documents notarized, in person or whatever it is, then I think it's just a really easy step to make to get set up with OneNotary. It's at an affordable price point. It has kind of tiers that are friendly to small businesses, and it just makes the whole process really straightforward. Another factor that I didn't actually mention previously is that it's integrated with DocuSign. So if you already use DocuSign, and I know a lot of businesses do, you will be able to manage OneNotary and DocuSign from the same platform, which again just takes a lot of the friction out of the work you'll be doing in this area. There are specific use cases, I suppose. So I know we discussed with NotaryCam, if you have a lot of global signing needs, I'd probably go with them. And if you're already set up with PandaDoc, you're probably as well off to set up with their notary service, as it's just going to make the process a lot smoother. But ultimately, for most businesses, I would recommend OneNotary. So best of luck. Let me know in the comments if you have any opinions on this, and I'll see you all in the next one.